Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy CartoonTaj, and I'm back, man. I'm back on another video today. Yeah, we back up in this thing, bro. You guys make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. And you know we got to talk b-ball, man. You know I revamped my channel. Like I said in my previous video, that's gonna drop today at 6 p.m. But this might drop before that. And we got a big trade that just happened, man, with sending KD, Kevin Durant, from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets. You know we got to talk b-ball. And man, so we gonna figure out the details of this trade. Who got traded for who? I'm assuming Jalen Green gonna leave Houston. Gotta be. I'm assuming he's in the trade as well, to send him to Phoenix to join D-Book. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it.
We've got breaking news out of the NBA where Kevin Durant is headed to the Houston Rockets. That's according to ESPN. The 15-time All-Star joins Rockets team that's coming off their first 50-win season since 2020 and is looking to become a true contender in the West. In exchange for Durant, Phoenix will receive a package that includes Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 overall pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. And with this news, we bring back in John Gonzalez, who is our NBA, one of our NBA insiders for CBS Sports. John, on the day of the
sorry about that. My dog just barked just now, if you guys heard. And looking at the reports, as we can see on this screen, like Phoenix is receiving Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 overall pick, and 5 second-round picks. Wow. Okay, I would say trading Dillon Brooks, man. I kind of really, you know, trading Dillon Brooks, he kind of bring like a culture of toughness, to the Houston Rockets. They really gonna miss that. That's what Memphis kind of missed with Dillon Brooks, because he brought that toughness, that grit. We know about the antics and whatnot, but he really bring that toughness and grind and grit. If you look at, the Jalen Green, his athleticism, he's inconsistent, but he's only 23 years old. You know what I mean? He might develop into something with D-Books. You never know. So a change of scenery might be necessary for him. But yeah, let's get back to the video.
The NBA Finals Game 7. This news has to break. We just looked at it right there. It seems like Houston is giving up quite a bit for Kevin Durant. Is it worth it? What are your initial reactions?
My initial reaction was exactly what you just said, that on the morning of Game 7, we have the Kevin Durant. Can you imagine the NFL, like the morning of the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes gets traded? No, only in the NBA, right? I think on this one, it's about as good as you would expect the Rockets to be able to do, considering that Kevin Durant, while amazing and a future certain Hall of Famer, one of the top 75 players of all time, he's 37 years old and he's on a $54.7 million expiring contract. So I think that this is a pretty good haul if you're the Phoenix Suns. Now, they get Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks. They were never going to get Amin Thompson. He was always untouchable. There was some thought about, could you maybe pry away Alperen Sengun? The answer is no here. Jalen Green, his offense is sort of intermittent. He's definitely a gunner. It'll be interesting to see how he fits alongside Devin Booker in Phoenix. But then from the Houston perspective, Katie, this is a question of, were they going to wait? Were they going to decide, like...
Now, as you look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, Suns received Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 overall pick of this year's draft in a couple of days, and 5 second-round picks. And most notably, people really don't care about 5 second-rounders like that. So that really, I look at this trade, that's really a win trade for Houston. You keep Amin Thompson, who I think will be the best player. You keep Sengun, I just think overall this is a really good fit for KD. He could fit in any style, any system. But I'm about to crash out in a minute. As soon as this video is over, I'm really gonna crash out. Let's get back to it.
Let's see another half season up through the trade deadline of how the Houston Rockets team, a young Houston Rockets team, would look, and then make a decision on trying to add a piece. But instead, they decided to add KD. Right now, they were the second overall seed in the Western Conference this season with a really young core. This accelerates their timeline, obviously. This is a big swing by them. They think that they're championship contenders right now, and they probably are.
Well, let's expand on that a little bit farther. I mean, they are just coming off their first 50-win season since 2020. They're well coached. They were the number 2 seed in the West before getting knocked off by the Warriors. But now they add Kevin Durant. What do they look like to you this next season?
Yeah, I love them. I was an early adopter of them 2 years ago. I thought that they were going to make the playoffs. They didn't. They just missed. And then this season, I thought they were going to make the playoffs. And boy, they not only did they make the playoffs, but again, they end up as the number 2 seed. Now they get bounced out in the first round by the Golden State Warriors. So again, I wanted to see, okay, would they maybe just like let this young core group grow a little bit? But instead they bring in KD. And yes, this absolutely accelerates their path and their hopes to win a championship, because what did they lack last season? They lacked a closer and a consistent scorer. Well, boom, all of a sudden you bring in Kevin Durant. He does that all day, every day. So that answers one problem. Plus, he's a great defender. Ime Udoka, his baseline is, if you don't play defense, you don't play for me. Well, Kevin Durant is excellent at both ends of the floor. So he's a little bit older, obviously, a lot older, actually, than most of their core group. But he's a veteran presence. He's an experienced player. He's won championships in the past. He's been on a bunch of winning teams. And now in a loaded Western Conference, you have to be looking at the Rockets as one of the main favorites next season to not only get out of the Western Conference, but to potentially win a championship.
Yeah, even look at that playoff series this year against the Warriors. Would the Warriors have beat them with Kevin Durant? I don't know. That begs the question there. Looking at the Suns team, obviously they're able to offload KD here. There's some rumors surrounding Bradley Beal. They're picking up Jalen Green. They're picking up Dillon Brooks and a slew of draft picks. What does the outlook look like for them?
Yeah, it's a little bit still under construction, right? Because I like Jalen Green. He's got a lot of upside, a lot of potential, but he's been super inconsistent. And I think the fit there with Devin Booker might be a little wonky because they're both gunners and neither of them is a traditional point guard. And I wonder how that's going to work. Dillon Brooks is a useful rotation player for sure. That number 10 pick, that's their pick. They get it back. There was some question about whether or not, if Houston and the Suns traded together, whether or not the Suns could get back some more of their future draft capital, because the Rockets also control their 2027 first-round draft pick and their 20.
I repeat, Devin Booker, get out of Phoenix, man. I know they want to build around you, the cornerstone, but you have to get out of Phoenix. I repeat, this is not my crash out rant yet, but get out of Phoenix. What is the Phoenix Suns are doing? You still got Bradley Beal. He got a no trade clause. He's going to stay. But get out of Phoenix.
2029 first-round draft pick, but instead they get number 10 in this draft. Pretty good. And then those 5 seconds, it's a bushel of seconds. You hope to hit on one of those. I think that this signals what we already knew about the Phoenix Suns, which is that finally they've come to the realization that they are not contenders in a loaded Western Conference, that they're going to have to reboot this thing on the fly. You mentioned Bradley Beal. He still has that no-trade clause. It's one of the most onerous contracts in the NBA. I wonder if they can somehow pay somebody to take him off their hands with some of these second-round picks, perhaps. But yeah, this is still under construction. Figure it out as they go along and try to build around Devin Booker as they move forward.
Crazy, crazy news on the day of a Game 7 for the NBA Finals. John Gonzalez, appreciate you hopping on with us quickly to discuss this breaking news. If you want more from John, you know they're going to be discussing this on their podcast, Beyond the Arc with Bill Ryder. Watch now by scanning that QR code on your screen. But don't go anywhere. Kevin Durant going to the Rockets. It is crazy. We are breaking it all down with more coverage after the break.
You just got traded! Seems like there is a news report that has just taken place about Katie's destination. I believe that Katie has been traded to the Houston Rockets.
You saw it there. Kevin Durant is heading to the...
Just imagine you get interviewed by fine Taylor Rooks, and she telling you getting traded to the Houston Rockets, which at this point I kind of knew that was going to happen because he ruled out Minnesota again. My rant is not here yet, peoples. You guys bear with me. I will crash out soon. But you find out at Fanatics Fest, whatever. Back to the video.
Houston Rockets, that's according to ESPN. The 15-time All-Star joins a Rocket team that's coming off their first 50-win season since 2020 and is looking to become a true contender.
Sorry, by the way, Taylor Rooks. Taylor Rooks. Back to the video.
In the West, in exchange for Durant, Phoenix will receive a package that includes Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and the number 10 overall pick in this year's draft and 5 second-round picks. And with that, for more coverage on this crazy breaking news, we have in the Gold Hammer himself, Tim Doyle. And Tim, this is wild. It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and this is the news that comes out. And when you look at someone like Kevin Durant, he is an all-star many years over. He's the 2-time Finals MVP. What does this mean for this stage of his career?
I absolutely love this for the Houston Rockets. This is what they needed, Katie. Yeah. They did not have a closer. And one thing we know about Kevin Durant is the guy can fill up the basket. He's one of the greatest scorers in the history of the game. 17 years in the NBA, averaging 27 points a game over the course of his career. And Houston was missing this key piece. They have an established big guy who's an amazing passer and can do so many other things in Şengün. They have an old veteran point guard who's been through the wars, won an NBA championship in Fred VanVleet. And they have a young superstar in Amen Thompson who has all this potential, but he struggles to shoot the ball from the perimeter. What a great guy for Amen Thompson to learn from in one of the all-time greats, Kevin Durant. So they already have a team that locks up defensively. At this point in his career, he may not be the elite defender that he once was, but this is an amazing fit. They were second in the Western Conference, and now they get one of the all-time greats. I think they have to be considered a big-time title contender immediately.
Yeah, and you look at someone like Kevin Durant, he may not be a spring chicken anymore, but he is still easy money sniper, one of the best in the NBA. And Tim, a lot of blame can go on the Suns here for the end of the Kevin Durant era, but how do they pick up the pieces here? They got a lot of draft picks coming in. They got some good players coming in. What do you think?
2 words. Hold on, because this is about to be the roller coaster there in Phoenix. I mean, they brought in new ownership. Matt Ishbia, Michigan State, former player for Tom Izzo there. Guy's made a ton of money in the business world. He owns the team. And if you're a Suns fan, he tried. I didn't love the way he was kind of cooking up his meal, but they tried. They brought in Bradley Beal, they got Kevin Durant. It didn't fit with Devin Booker, and now we're gonna watch how this all kind of plays out. So they're stockpiling picks here. I don't think it makes sense to have Jalen Green and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So watch, hold on. This is going to start kind of ping-ponging another way. Devin Booker's a guy that a lot of teams would have their eyes on. You're looking at, Kevin Durant amongst, some of the greatest of all time, and Wilt and Kareem. That's all they're known as. So,
just look at that list. KD traded 3 times. Wilt twice. Kareem once. Most times traded among players with 30K points in NBA history. By the way, it's not including draft night trades at the bottom. That being said, I still think KD's one of the greatest to ever do it, man. I'm going to get to my rant in a minute. I know these guys waiting on it, though. I know it's coming, though. Matter of fact, and that's the end of the video for this. I'm going to go ahead and stop my rant. We already know the man getting traded. Okay, crash out time. I'm a fan of KD. I'm a fan of Ant-Man. That's my favorite player. I really wanted Kevin Durant in Minnesota. I wanted him in Minnesota. I really do. I thought that was the best chance for him to win a championship. The best chance of him to really try to revive his career, to play second fiddle to Anthony Edwards. And he's still gonna average 28 points. He still might close a game or two. He's still gonna be KD. He easily can fit in. I think when you go to Houston, he's gonna be the number one option. Of course, they say they'll give it to Şengün, but KD's the best player on the team still. Amen Thompson, who I think eventually is gonna be the best player on the team, he's still young. He's still raw. I think if he went to Minnesota, he let Ant do his thing, he do his thing. I think it'll be a better fit, and I think they'll be unstoppable offensively. Nobody can't load the ball to stop Anthony Edwards because you got KD right there. You can't do that. That's my rant. I'm speaking as a fan of Anthony Edwards and KD. I actually saw them brothers play in the Olympics, and I was excited to see them play. The friendship, the brother, the bond. Now they're not going to play with each other. Pause. I don't know what to say now. But it's a good trade for Houston Rockets. They got a guy. In my opinion, this make Kevin Durant demand this team. And I think they're going to be really good when barring injury. Will it be a top 3 seed? I don't know. They have a chance. They have a shot. Defensively, they're still going to be good. You got Amen Thompson. They got Udoka, one of the best coaches in the league, especially from defensive end. They're going to be good. They're going to be solid in that regard. KD's going to buy in. I think he's going to have a good season barring injury. He is going to be 37 years old. That's the thing about it. I just wish he was in Minnesota. I just wish. I'm trying to hold it in right now. I'm trying to hold it in. The animated version of me, you see me crashing out right now. That being said, I'm going to end this video. You guys make sure to follow me on Instagram, CartoonTaj. Link will be at the bottom if you want any artwork drawn. You guys make sure to follow my TikTok so you see my cartoons dance, see me do the stinky leg, whatever. I don't know. You guys want any of my merch, it'll be down below. If you want to rock any of my latest gear, it's down below. My creator, spring.cartoontaj. You will see the link. If you guys want to, man, I'm crashing out right now. I forgot my outro. Yeah, if you guys want to play me on Twitch, trying to build my Twitch community up, the link down below at the bottom. CartoonTaj, all platforms. You guys have a great day. And KD, good luck in Houston, man. Damn you. Bye.